Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of Break Even Sports. Sorry for not being on last week. We really had no one here, just one person. Could you imagine doing a show with just one person? I mean, that'd be kind of hard and insane.
Kind of awkward.
Yeah, kind of awkward. No one really want to watch that. So I am your host for this evening, Virgil, the producer, and I am here with Ed right now. Patrick may be joining us later, and Donnie is somewhere out in the Bermuda Triangle right now.
Somewhere in the middle of the sea, like I said.
Yeah. So, Ed, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, bud. I'm doing really good. I'm exhausted. I woke up and I was like, here's the thing. Funny you say that about hosting with one. I should have prepared better. I'll take responsibility for that, right? But a lot of the things that we wanted to talk about was Donnie was heavy, based heavily with Donnie, right? Because that was a lot of the things that he found. He found a new South Carolina league. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
And I was like, I had no clue about this league, no clue, right? Obviously, and I was right, by the way, without even checking, without doing any research. They're going to be playing in community parks. They're going to be playing in high school parks, right? Which is usually how that goes. And for that, I was cool, no big deal. But yeah, man, it was it was interesting. It was interesting there for a while. So I cut it short just because it was just there was I covered everything that we needed to talk about, and I didn't have enough to go into discussion because that's what I wanted, do a discussion with him.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, I do have to give props to that episode because even though it was just you doing it, it inspired me to do research to see if there is in fact a collegiate league in Alabama that I am not aware of.
Mm, mm.
And I actually found a result. So there is a Southeast Collegiate League
Nuh-uh.
that's got and I looked at their website and I thought it was maybe a defunct league. It was around for 2020 and they were posting stuff for 2026. So there are two teams in Alabama. One's in Mountain Brook, which is a suburb of Birmingham, and then the other is in Madison, which is not that far from me. Um, and the rest are in Mississippi. When it comes to team names, though, it's nowhere near. I don't think branding's there for all of like what the South Carolina one has because it's just
Yeah.
Huntsville White, Huntsville Navy, Huntsville Cardinal. Very nothing branched out from that. So
Sure.
um, I'll be kind of curious. I may have to check that out when they start to see it, just to see what kind of level it is. And I mean, they've been around for 6 years at least, and I know some collegiate wood bat leagues that do not last that long. So
And
yeah,
that's the whole problem with that, right?
yeah. So that's definitely one I will keep an eye on for sure. I thought it was kind of cool to see that. So yeah, and they play. Of course, they play in the furthest ballpark away from Madison as possible from where I'm at. So
Of
that's
course.
always
I mean, why would they do it so close, right?
yeah, literally on the other side of the county. So but some of the logos you were showing for the Palmetto League one, I thought were pretty great.
I actually the duck one was actually interesting. The shifters.
See, the shifters, it reminds me more of a joystick than it did a shifting thing when I first saw it. Now, when I
Mhm.
actually, but regardless, that's a good logo for that kind of
Yeah,
level.
absolutely.
But there's something else that you do need to do. See, I
Okay.
feel like we just discovered, gold in a way, and you've got to let the big bosses at Ballpark Mapper know because this league is not mapped.
It's not.
No.
And I gotta get with them because I haven't heard from them. And I haven't heard from the what's up, Country Yard. We haven't heard anything. We haven't any kind of any changes. So we definitely had to make sure that we let them know. Hey, you know what I mean? What's up? What's happening? Let's talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's a nice hat. By the way,
See, I like the color scheme with that Copa logo. I haven't seen that. I'm going to pull that up so people can take a look at
you
that.
should. Yeah, that's a nice little copa.
So I hopped on the Crown Minded earlier just to kind of see what. Usually for like any discontinued logos or hats, I'll go there first, and I came across this beauty, which is their Copa with Houston Astros sign patch, which can all be winners. But just the color scheme of it, I think, is
I'm a
very.
fan of that. Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
no, yeah.
That's very, very nice one there.
Yeah, I like I said, when you showed it to me, I was like, I don't hate it. I don't hate
Mm-mm.
it. It makes the snake, like a lot more mysterious and like a lot more dangerous. And when I saw that, I'm like, ooh, that's yeah. I'm in for that.
Would I buy this? No. Would
Mm-mm.
I recommend it to somebody who this would be kind of their thing? Absolutely.
Yeah, me, nope, no. Also, it's because of it's the Houston Astros.
I mean, that's the other thing.
I can't. I'm sorry. It's just I can't. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay with that. How's that?
Hmm,
And so, but
that's
yeah, I
fine.
like it. I like that one. That was nice. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. It's pretty good.
So you're probably wondering, what do we have to talk about today?
Not a whole lot, right?
Well, we've got the World Cup qualifying, the play-in games that happened to go over that, including a pretty big team missing out again. Then go over the probably have a little autopsy about the Italian national football team about what's going
Isn't
on
that the
there.
third time in a row?
Their third time in a row, and I'm going to wait for Patrick to come on to really kind of talk about a certain aspect of this because I want his opinion. But if you kind of go back and look at the prior years after they won the World Cup in 2006,
Hmm.
this may not be as surprising as one would think.
Really, with the
Yeah.
Italian team?
Yes, because the past two years in 2014, 2018, not 2018, 2010 and 2014, they did not get out of the group.
Mm.
And to give you an idea, now 2018, I think the group for Italy was probably a little bit harder, but here was the group for 20. Let me pull up the group for 2014 because I
Yeah,
have
I'm
20.
intrigued.
Okay, so here's the group for 2010. And remember, this is the World Cup after they won, so they're technically defending champions here. Paraguay, Slovakia,
Mm.
Zealand, Italy. Italy did not win a game in this group.
Against Paraguay, Slovakia, or New Zealand?
Yes, Italy did not win a game in that group. They finished with two draws and one loss. They drew Paraguay and I believe New Zealand. No, yes, New Zealand. It drew New Zealand. And then they lost to Slovakia 3-2.
Interesting. What's going on, Mark? How you doing, baby? Hope everything goes well, my friend.
Mark, thank you for glad that you could join us tonight. And
You
then
know,
20. Go ahead.
so let me ask you this because I saw reports of this and correct me if I'm wrong, but the manager and somebody else resigned.
Yes.
Director.
Yes, I believe the director of football operations or whatever the Italian equivalent of that
Yeah,
resigned.
gotcha. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I saw. They both resigned at the same time, which again, not great news. But they did the right thing by resigning because man, what they're doing is just like holy Jesus.
But yeah, so really with that, oh, and then we go over to 2014. They're in a group with Costa Rica, Uruguay, Italy, and England.
Mm.
And that was the year that Costa Rica won the group and surprised a lot of people, which, as much as I've been watching CONCACAF football, I'm not really surprised they did what they did, but still, that's kind of no one really saw that one coming. But Italy, once again, did not make the group in that. And then we look at 2018, 2022, and now 2026. They're not in the World Cup.
What
Now,
up,
I will have to
Guevara?
say, in 2026, it kind of made sense because they were up against two countries in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So, I mean, it's two versus one. That's kind of hard. But that is a dire situation right now for Italy. It's
So, and I want to ask you this because obviously, and I've said this many, many, many times, right? My question to you is, I is Italy in the same situation in which, and again, I'm drawing straws here, so bear with me with where we're not seeing as many talented Italian players that we're having issues here in the U.S.
So that's actually, I don't know if it's, I think that's a part of it because honestly, I can't tell you any sort of young superstar Italian players currently that
Mhm.
there were in the past. I think part of it was kind of leaning into a bunch of older players
Yeah,
and not really developing a lot of the new ones. Like
yeah,
I can't think of anybody from the last World Cup or from the same group that kind of
right.
I'd be excited for. So yeah, when I look at that, I kind of look at some of these players um, compared to some of the ones from last one. It's really just kind of it's a name of good players, but with Italy, they've always had great players or generational players, and I feel like they're just not at that level. I
Mhm.
don't know if it's an investment problem. I don't know if it's a mismanagement problem, but it's definitely a problem.
Okay, and that's what my question is because I'm seeing a lot of hey man, he just
Hey,
jumped in mid conversation here, like boom, baby.
well, who else is better at interrupting than me?
Hey, you are, and I love you for it. But that, getting back to your comment there, Virgil, that's the same thing that I'm seeing in real, the correlation between the Italian federation and the U.S. Right, that there's like really no development of the young players, or at least we're for the U.S. we're not there yet, right? And it's you can see in the level of talent with this USA team, which by the way, I don't feel good about it about this USA team at all. And I've heard in some other shows where saying that they might not get out of group stage.
I'm not going to go that far in the doomer part of that, but I wouldn't be surprised
Jeez.
because I think Australia is really sneaky good. I think a lot of people are kind of looking down on them. I got to look
Mhm.
up the rest of their group.
Isn't it Paraguay?
Paraguay was one of
Uh,
them. Yeah,
Paraguay and Turkey. Yeah, Turkey. That game scares me. Turkey's a really good team
yeah.
that
I got Turkey
can
moving
turn
on.
it on.
Well,
So,
and also Paraguay is no slouch.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean,
Yep. Yep.
they,
Yep.
they've got a World Cup pedigree, and while I don't think this is the best Paraguayan team I've ever seen, it's a decent side.
that's got 1-0 goal in stoppage time written all over it.
It does, it does.
That's scary.
What's
So
Landon Donovan up to right now? Can he get can he get one of those 1-0 victories like he did against England in 2010?
So I gotta give props. First off, that was Clint Dempsey. You should have known that. Secondly,
It was what?
It was Clint
Dempsey that
Dempsey.
scored the goal on England.
Oh, that's right. That was Dempsey. Okay.
You were thinking about the Algeria one, but
Oh, yeah.
Donovan's actually brought up is championing something that we talk about the root problem with U.S. football. You mentioned it on the show I was not a part of on Tuesday about travel ball with baseball and all
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Soccer's got that same problem,
Yep.
and probably even worse.
Yep.
And I think that's where your development problems are. Because
Cool.
you
God, yeah.
think about some of these other countries, they don't have a system like that. They get some of these players, literally some of these people are playing, ball in the street. Club, director or talent scout finds them, gets them into one of the clubs, and next they're built up in the academy. That's how it happens with some of that. With the US, you don't really have that.
Mhm.
That's
And
and that's
what's
my
up, Mark?
problem with all of that. That we are at a level where we're we're pricing a lot of our good players out for the sake of making a buck. And it's happening in baseball, as you guys can see. And in baseball, is happening all the time. It's happening in football. It's happening in a lot of these other sports, and it's disappointing to see that.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. Now I don't know if that explains. That doesn't explain Italy's problem because I don't think
Oh
Italy had
God, no, that's different. Yeah,
structure.
Italy's problem was Gattuso.
I think that's a root of the problem. But actually, Gattuso is kind of. I guess we could use him as an example of what the problem when I talked about relying on the older generation
Mhm.
because after their World Cup win in 2006. it's all been downhill from them. Like I was
Mark?
telling Ed, we went over the World Cup from 2010 and 2014 where they didn't even get out of the group. And like I said, this was a problem that I feel like really has been a huge indicator, a huge red flag for them where, it's blinking right now, hey, fix this. And they never did.
Yeah. I mean, and Ed, just for your edification, Gennaro Gattuso was a great footballer when he played. Like, you may remember, I don't know if you remember him from like AC Milan and some of the teams they played for, but and again, and Ed, you may know this, I don't know if you do, or Virgil, you guys can disagree. I have not been impressed with Gennaro Gattuso as a manager. I feel like I don't know that he's been a success really anywhere he's been. He's tried France. He was at Marseille for a little bit. That was ill-fated. He was at was it Juventus? No, sorry, AC Milan. He was at AC Milan. And I think there's probably, structural problems with the Italian Federation, obviously with the president going and everything else. So there's more problems than just Gattuso. It's not just him, because this is obviously the third World Cup running where they haven't made it. So
Correct.
it's not just a Gattuso problem, obviously, but I mean, it was set up. They couldn't have asked for with all due respect for Bosnia Herzegovina, an Italian side shouldn't be losing to them.
No.
Even though Bosnia Herzegovina is not a bad side, but they're one of those teams, if you don't show up on the day, they will beat you. But based on pool of talent available, I mean, that's still the Italians still have some good players, and they just don't know how to put it together in these. And then they kind of took for granted, we're Italy, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
So,
by the way, Mark, I wouldn't be going into Marks and Spencer right now with the way prices are. That's just
man, everything's expensive. Man.
Anyways, I'm sorry, Ed, go ahead.
I've been paid over $4 for my car. Anyways, listen, my question is, and I'm looking at this not from the players and everything point of view, right? What I'm looking at it is from the popularity of the sport, from we always talk about in baseball, right? Like, sometimes you need those years where you have the Dodgers versus the Yankees, right, in the World Series to, promote the sport, right? Because those are two of the most popular sports, right? So Italy, the Italian Federation, you need that ball club in the World Cup, you know what I mean, to grow the sport, right? Because you got a whole country now that has missed the World Cup for how many years now? That's 8, 10, 12 years?
12 years.
12 years.
The last 12 years, an Italian federation has not been able to play in the World Cup.
And it's been a generation, really, since Italy's played meaningful World Cup football. I mean,
that's not good.
Well, let's look at 1994, right? What was the final? Italy against Brazil. So we're a generation, almost 2 generations removed from the likes of Roberto Baggio and Dino Baggio and players like that. And now we've got, I mean, name
exactly.
No, you said it perfectly right there.
I can name some of them, but it's they don't exactly strike fear into you. That, with all due respect, there are some of these Italian players that couldn't make it outside of the top 6 English clubs. There's certain players that, they can make it in Italy, but they can't make it outside of there. And then there's players that will score a lot of goals, but they won't score goals in big games. So it's a problem.
It's a massive problem.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, Ed, you said it perfectly. You can't not have teams like that in the World Cup. Like you said, the Dodgers and the Yankees, you're right. You're absolutely right. You need teams like Italy in there for name recognition. And also the very reason that you need those supporters in those countries engaged in
100%.
What are you going to do when Rome, Italy is not interested in the World Cup? I mean, or Milan. Those are, I don't care how good or how poor their teams are right now. Those are footballing cities. I mean, those are institutions in terms of supporters. I mean, They're as you know, and not in Napoli, you know, it's those are like there are diehard supporters of those clubs there, and not only of their local clubs, but of the Italian national team. I mean, that's life to a lot of those people. If it's not their clubs, it's their national team.
Right.
It's and
That's
if
it.
you have them disengaged, you threaten losing a generation of supporters. And if you lose that generation, well, who's to say that they
Brother.
pass it on to the next generation?
I mean, we could be looking at a time where they miss another World Cup, and all those soccer pitches are going to be changing to baseball diamonds.
At least they had a competition to watch in that sport.
I mean, exactly. I mean, that's the thing on it. That's kind of, and I need to actually research and see if there's actually any numbers on numbers in Italy alone, if how much actually watched it. But I mean, that you give them a sport that they are successful in, they will watch. I mean, soccer, I'm not going to say that they're not going to watch soccer if it's bad, but I mean, like, that's the whole identity in Italy.
Make family adorable too, Mark. Don't worry, affordable and adorable.
But Mark, you're right. I mean, and Mark, you can speak to this much better than we can because you're over there. But I mean, these just like in American sports, I mean, there's these private equity firms like the very one that I support in Chelsea, and a lot or foreign owners that are buying up these clubs, and the average supporter can't ever go. Can't ever go to the games. It's like, well, now they're like business seats, right? Or like tourists that come in. And listen, I am a tourist. I want to be able to go to the game, and that's not to say everyone that goes in is not. But I've seen with my own eyes people who go into these games and they're on their phone the whole time, and that's not, they're not even taking in the experience. Because
that's why we say when
you can just admit it was Eric Prophet.
Yeah. He doesn't matter.
You said it, not me.
I'll say it. You can put my name on that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. Like, when you got big ball clubs like that, it's become more of a corporate event than anything else.
Yeah.
Not for the fans. When the Yankees went to the World Series, when the Dodgers went to the World Series, right? The vast majority of those events, the Super Bowl has become a corporate. It's become so corporatized that like the regular fans are so priced out. What's up, Mike?
What's up,
the
Mike?
National nap time. Hey, calm down, bro. Hey, listen, it's becoming popular here in the U.S. Like, I mean, if I go here, Holly Springs, I've been telling you, every Saturday is packed.
Yeah.
Every Saturday. Packed to the gills.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that. Like, Virgil, I thought you made you and Ed were making good points before I got on, or right when I got on, about being priced out. Like, there's a problem with our youth infrastructure here in this country with youth sports. And I mean, it's always been a problem in soccer, but we were just a lot further ahead in in basketball and some of these other sports, but now that people are being priced out of access in basically all of our major sports, the gap in those is closing, right? Because we used to take it for granted that, I know we're not going to talk about it, but like basketball, there used to be a huge chasm between like like the dream teams of the 90s and all the other ones. Now we're lucky to make it to the finals or the semifinals without getting blown out.
It's not
baseball, good. Baseball, Japan's been caught up for years now. Not to mention Puerto Rico. I mean, even though like I mean this in terms of national team versus national team, Ed, but like Puerto Rico is always good. Yeah, Puerto Rico is always good, or like Dominican Republic is always good. And other countries are catching up.
No, and listen, and we're not saying that they're not going to sell out. People are still going to go and buy and still going to spend the money. It will happen no matter what. But what we're saying is that you could make it a lot more affordable for people, right? with everything going up, like you got
Yeah.
the ticket prices. By the time you got ticket, you got parking already and ticket prices, right? You go in and you're in, if you have kids like my kid, she's gonna want to eat something, and then I'm
Sure.
gonna have to finish that, when she doesn't finish it, right? So you had drinks and then souvenirs and things like that. By the time you leave and you go to a minor league game, and I'm just talking about a minor league game, you're spending, what, a few $100s already.
Absolutely. And MC makes a good point here. I mean, I'm not saying it's not sold out. They can charge that because there is someone that's going to pay it. Stamford Bridge is basically sold out every game. Now the average fan can't get in, but there are people that are going to pay those prices to get in. And I believe Old Trafford, probably Anfield, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they're probably still sold out because they sell to like corporate groups or like everything else. So I'm not saying that people aren't in the seats. It's just that your average family of 3, 4, or 5 can't go to a game, much less a father or mother and their son or daughter.
Agreed.
Yeah, 150 quid to go watch United. And MC, until recently, with what they were putting on the pitch, it was it was deplorable what they were costing. And I don't know, I don't speak for you, obviously, right? But that's obscene to pay 150 quid to go watch Manchester United or any football club.
Man, listen, that's a lot of effing money.
It is.
Whether it's pounds or dollars or pesos, it doesn't matter. It's still expensive as shit.
Expensive is expensive, right?
Hell yeah. Anyways, Mr. Virgil.
But yeah, that's the we're going back to that. Yeah, I will be curious what the landscape of Italy is going to look like next 4 years, and probably even the next 8 years, because I think it is not going to take 4 years to fix that.
No.
I mean, even like I said, they expanded, and I said this in the group text the moment they lost. They expanded the field to 48 teams, and they still could not get in.
Yeah.
That's how embarrassing is that?
Yeah. And I didn't even think about that, Virgil, about them expanding the field. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Like, you made a great point. Like, that's bad.
Wow.
Let me ask you this. To bring it back to our side here. If they would, obviously, host country, but if we weren't the host country, would the U.S. have qualified?
I think so. The reason why I don't, it's good. It'd be a lot harder because, I mean, like, look at some of the CONCACAF teams already in. Haiti's had a resurgence.
They have
pretty good. Curacao is still, I think Curacao is going to be a hard out. You had very down years for Costa Rica and Honduras, and maybe even Panama. I don't know where how they did.
Panama had a down
year.
They had a poor qualifying campaign, put it that way.
Yeah. But usually with the slots that they would have gotten for CONCACAF, they probably would have still made it just on inertia alone.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little more pessimistic about the U.S. men's national team than Virgil is.
Me too.
This is the same team that lost to Trinidad and Tobago, with all due respect to Trinidad and Tobago, because they deserved that win on that day.
Okay, listen, I'm using the same excuse I told Ed earlier of Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's 2 countries against 1. That is not fair. We've gone over this.
I'm with Patrick, and first of all, the U.S. needs a better hype song. The hype song that they have is absolutely garbage. It's atrocious.
Well, I went and saw my first U.S. men's national team game. About a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
I was at the U.S. Belgium game. And yeah,
that was rough.
Now, context, right? That's not the first choice U.S. team, and that was a friendly to kind of just work some things out. But man, when they capitulate, they capitulate. Like, it's like Belgium wasn't even that good in the first half, and they were still, it was like, 1-1. And then when Doku finally got the ball and decided to have some fun, it was like we couldn't even.
I was about to say, like, Doku just took control of that game.
Well, and all he did, it was he made simple passes. It was just a very simple game. It was easy.
We're not saying that U.S. has not come a long way, right? They have made some changes. They're making some changes, leaps and bounds. All we're saying is that they should be better than what they're playing right now, and it's not, obviously there's been a lot of turnovers at the top, right? So that's not helping either.
Yeah.
So
well, money's ruining the game, and it's because of people like this.
Disgusting.
There's people that drop money and they spend the day in Turks and Caicos.
Both sides.
Usually, most of us going to pick one of those places.
Yeah. Or neither.
Or neither, for that.
Or we're at the bar watching it. But to be honest with you, sometimes I rather now. I'm at the point in my life, and listen, I think this is like my kind of get off the lawn a moment. But like, I'd rather go to a bar and hang out with my friends and watch the game than actually go to an actual match or the game, because I'm having a lot more fun hanging out, talking, shooting the shit, and then not spending a gazillion dollars to go watch it and sit there and be pissed off at the world.
Right. I get that.
That could be me.
To go back to your pessimism with U.S. men's national team, which is fair and warranted, I would think out of the three hosts, they're not even having the worst downfall, in my opinion.
Mexico.
I think Mexico's a lot worse
Mexico.
than what that gives credit for. So in Canada, I don't know if I would say Canada's better than what they were. I think they've got more. They definitely got probably some better players.
They're improving.
They're improving, but I don't think they're what.
I think Jesse Marsh has done a pretty good job.
Yeah. But no, really, out of the three teams, and of course you can say this, yes, we are U.S. fans. Yes, we do not like Mexico, but watching Mexico.
Whoa. Speak for yourself there, Sunshine.
LT?
I don't hate Mexico.
You don't like okay, I'm sorry. Out of the two of us that do not like Mexico, do the obligation of following the U.S. men's national team.
But I had to follow the U.S.
It's not the country. I've heard to say I don't root for their national team.
Yes, I do not root for their national team as well.
Thank you for clarifying on that. No, thank you, sir. In that case, then you're right.
Yeah. Not root for their national team. I will root for their baseball team, though. I like their baseball team.
Their baseball team's good. Why is it so different?
They have Alejandro Kirk, and please get well soon, Alejandro Kirk.
Oh, dude, I saw the news on your team, brother. How long is he out for?
I don't even know. I don't know yet, but the whole team has like the flu, and basically everything that could go wrong right now for the Blue Jays, and we'll talk about this another night, is going wrong.
Night, yeah.
And it's just like everyone's getting hurt. And you know what? But you know what? It's baseball. So we had to roll with it, and there's no excuse, you just have to roll next man up and just hope for the best. But it's been tough to watch so far in the season. But I
appreciate
just
it,
really, yeah.
But my problem with the Mexico's men's national team is I feel like they have superior talent than U.S. and Canada, especially with developing, but they underachieve by far compared to the other two, in my opinion.
Mark, you're funny, Mark. I'm sorry, Mark. But I'm not putting it up, but that's funny. That's funny. You're right. There's a lot of talent for Mexico. A lot of talent, and do we say that is that coaching fault, or is that a bit of both, where like players are just not,
Well, was one problem, and I'm asking this genuinely for you both. Was Tata Martino part of the problem, or was it more? Was it bigger than him?
I think it was bigger than him.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm asking. I'm a little bit biased because obviously he's Atlanta United's coach, but I'm like, was he the problem, or is it more? I think it's an institutional thing with them as well, but also I think that they're just, again, it's that complacency setting in. It's like, oh, we're this team, and we just by default we're going to get in, and it's like,
no.
Because there was a year that they almost missed the World Cup.
Wasn't that the last World Cup?
Maybe it was because I remember the U.S. They could not control the destiny in that game. They had to win it. The U.S. had to beat, I think it was Honduras or somebody,
in order for them to get in.
Yeah, and I remember the U.S. beat that team, and I remember the Mexico commentators saying, "You're only here because the U.S. did their job. You do not deserve to be in this World Cup."
100%.
And I remember, and I'd say that's the thing. Things like that stick with me because I'm like, if you're like, especially for Mexico national team, especially in CONCACAF qualifying, that should not happen.
Yeah.
And like 2018 with United States should not have happened.
Let me ask you this, because are both the USA and the Mexico team taking it for granted the fact that they are host countries and they know that they're already in no matter what?
Well, host countries always kind of
Under deliver?
Well, I can't say always under deliver because if it's a country that's getting it for the first time, like I look at South Africa, for example, they will kind of overachieve. But most of the time, especially when you have bigger ones doing it, that I can kind of see that a little bit because also you got to remember, like a lot of these teams, that weren't hosting, they went through group stages. They went through, basically semi-tournaments to get where they were getting at. U.S., Canada, Mexico just had friendlies.
Yeah.
So it kind of that I think that does kind of play into it, but
yeah,
I would think would they be ready? We'll see.
Listen, MC, I would not be.
I wouldn't doubt that.
This Brazil side is volatile in terms of they could be really, really, really good,
or really bad.
Yeah, in my opinion. I mean, they're good individual players, but my question with Brazil is, can Carlo Ancelotti get them to play as a team consistently? Because, I mean, it's nothing new when I say this, but it's great to have individual players because they can have individual brilliance at certain moments. But can they win as a team? Because, MC, you make a good point. Like, they've had some bad results along the way. I mean, it's like, let's not sugarcoat it. There's a reason Carlo Ancelotti came in when he did.
Yeah.
Carlo Ancelotti came in at the time he did because things weren't working in the Brazilian national team. So they have to hope Ancelotti can do his job.
But see, with Brazil, I'm looking at the groups. The Mexico group has South Africa, South Korea, and Czechia. That's
a winnable group.
That's a winnable group, but I think if Denmark got in besides Czech Republic or Czechia, I can never say Czechia. If they got in if Denmark got in before, then I would say that would make that harder. The fact that Denmark lost, I feel like that's being overshadowed too. Denmark not in this World Cup either. That one kind of surprised me more than Italy. But Brazil's group, Haiti, Scotland, Morocco, I don't think they finished top of that group. I think Morocco does.
I think Morocco does. Because Morocco has Hakimi. They've got I mean that Moroccan team has some good players in it, but like Ashraf Hakimi is the first one that comes to mind. But I mean, there's good players throughout that side, and guys playing in top leagues. That's not, you couldn't always say that about Morocco, right? I mean, I think the first one was like, what was his name? Not Hakimi. Ziyech. Sorry. Was Ziyech Morocco? Or was he Algeria? He was Morocco, wasn't he?
I think you're making me think about. I thought he was Moroccan, but now I'm thinking Algeria because you said that. That's messing me up.
I think it's Algeria. I should know this considering he played for Chelsea, so shame on me. But I am right in saying that Hakimi plays for Morocco, right?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, Hakimi does play for Morocco, so you can say that.
Okay. Well, either way, Morocco, they did really well at the last World Cup, and that's a team I think that's going to cause problems. And like, I agree with you. I think they could finish top of that group. I think Brazil goes through. Yeah, you're right. They did rinse everybody in the AFCON. You're absolutely right.
Well, almost everybody in the AFCON.
Well, I mean, sure, we got protests in the 90th minute, to come out and let's do that again. But yeah,
listen, I'm just saying.
MC, I wasn't, you have me thinking again. I wasn't dismissing Scotland or anything, but like Steve Clark's done a good job with making them tough to beat. Like Scotland's not great going forward, They rarely are, but they're tough to play against. So that's a good point. And they could frustrate Brazil.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I can see. I can see Scotland definitely stealing one from Brazil if Brazil's playing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, especially if they lose to Morocco, I don't know what kind of mood Brazil will be in, if they're going to be in, okay, we have to win this, or if everything's just going to shut down from there. Scotland's going to be definitely a tough out.
Yep. And
Haiti,
MC's right. They are a unit.
Yeah. Haiti, I wish I could say something a little bit better on. I think Haiti is just kind of while I'm glad that they're in there, they deserve to be in there. They were able to beat some teams in CONCACAF they haven't beat before to get there. That's just going to be a tall task for them to probably even get a point out of, in my opinion.
MC, I'm happy for Scott McTominay that he's found a new lease on life. Obviously, what he's done for Napoli in the last couple of years has been very impressive, particularly last season. This season, I know, hasn't been what last season was, but still, he's playing well for his country, no doubt about that.
So, of course, over the last time before the last show, we had 6 new teams that enter, or not 6 new teams, but 6 teams that have now in the World Cup proper due to qualifications. And there's 4 Europe teams. We have Bosnia and Herzegovina, Czechia, Turkey, and Sweden. Sweden pisses me off so much.
Can we give a shout out to my guy Graham Potter though?
You're not giving a shout out. No, I'm sorry. I refuse. And I know it's from Nations League, and that's how they got in. But Sweden went absolutely winless in qualification, and to see how they get in the way they did, man.
Virgil, the boys gave everything.
I was waiting for that.
The boys gave everything.
And then in the international side, Democratic Republic of Congo beats Jamaica 1-0.
The Reggae Boys.
Considering that I've been watching Democratic Republic of Congo since the African World Cup qualifying, I'm just so happy they're in, especially having at the expense of Nigeria. And then one that I was yeah, I agree. I was a little surprised by this other result, not because I didn't think both teams were. I don't think it was going to be a bad matchup for them, but I just thought, usually competition-wise, it's probably better confederation. Iraq beats Bolivia 2-1.
Who?
Iraq beats Bolivia.
Did they? Where was that game played?
That was in Monterrey, Mexico.
Okay, because I was going to say, Iraq is probably like so thankful they didn't have to play in Bolivia.
Yeah. At first, I was thinking that they were going to be
fair. That wouldn't be fair for a team that's not used to that. Ooh.
No,
isn't that the highest elevation? Like almost one of the highest elevations as far as national teams go.
I think it is the highest.
It's the highest. Yeah, I knew it was right up there. But yeah, like that's a. It sounds so American. I'm sorry, guys. Home field advantage. To do that. I didn't know how else to say it, but certainly it's an advantage to the home side. But
so as for the groups that they're in, that puts Czechia in Group A with Mexico, South Africa, South Korea. That puts Bosnia and Herzegovina in Group B with Canada, Switzerland, and Qatar. That group just became a little more interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. And you can Canada and those guys can't underestimate Bosnia and Herzegovina in that group. Mm-hmm. They're a wild card in that group to me.
Yeah, I mean Switzerland was already kind of an interesting case in that group already, but throwing Bosnia in, that's going to be a whole other thing.
Is the Swiss Army knife? What's his name? The little guy used to play for Liverpool.
Shaqiri?
What? Shaqiri? Yeah, is Shaqiri still playing for them?
I don't think he is. I thought he retired. I have to go. I'll double check that.
Anyways, I was rude and interrupted you, Virgil. I'll let you finish.
No, you're good. Turkey's in Group D with the U.S., Paraguay, and Australia. We've got Sweden in Group F with Netherlands, Japan, and Tunisia. We've got I just lost my. There we go. And we have Iraq in Group I with France, Senegal, and Norway. Ooh, that's a tough one right there.
Ooh, I'm so glad Holland's in the World Cup. Oof.
That's true. But I mean, like, I don't know which team does not. I mean, I feel like Norway's not going to come out of that group.
Yeah, we'll see.
Especially with Senegal. Senegal's probably got a point to prove now after the AFCON stuff. So I don't think I want to play a motivated Senegal. Then the Democratic Republic of Congo is stationed in Group K with Portugal, Uzbekistan, and Colombia.
Does Japan have a shot?
Does
get out of that group? I think so.
Does who?
Japan.
Yeah, because they've got
Japan's a decent side.
The Netherlands, Sweden, and Tunisia. I think they come out of that group quite easily. Okay. Tunisia probably the only team that could probably challenge them for a spot in the for second, but even then, I'm not sold on that.
Respect Graham Potter FC.
Apparently, I am very anti-Swedish tonight. Like, I just don't have faith. I do not have faith in this.
I just want to say it again. The boys gave everything. Okay.
So
that man earned his extension.
You know what?
Before they even qualified, by the way. Yeah.
It's like we're gonna stick with them, ride or die, or not. So
they must think he's managing Ostersunds or something like that. And Graham Potter used to be the Chelsea manager, and he used to be the Brighton manager before that. Gotcha. He was kind of like the star. He was like the star manager before Chelsea ruined that, because we ruined a lot of managers. And his big moniker was always like, after every game, he's like, the boys gave everything. It was always his explanation. It would be like the greatest performance or the worst performance, and he would always say, the boys gave everything.
It wasn't their night. That goes along those lines for me. It's like, it just wasn't our night.
It was almost like a script after every game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bet the reporters were like, "Hey, the boys give everything."
Yeah. Well, it became like a meme on Twitter, as you can imagine. It's like, well, the boys give everything.
And so you got Turkey versus USA.
Yep.
I don't know, man. That's going to be tough for US. Like, I'm not.
It's funny because you said that earlier in the show, Virgil. You said it's like, that Turkey versus USA. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. And England did lose to Japan. Wasn't that the first Pacific team, like, to beat England, to win in England? It was one of those. And by the way, shout out to the Japanese supporters. Like, I love whenever they go to, regardless of the sporting event.
Yes.
They get done,
yeah, I know where you're going with this.
Everything.
Yes.
I mean, I love that part of their culture.
The level of respect that they have.
Right. Like I said, if you like the Japanese national team or don't, fine. But massive respect to their supporters for cleaning up when they do that.
And you are correct. It was.
Yeah. So, I think any Japan team or a Japanese team is going to be well drilled. Are they going to be the most exciting and talented overall? Probably, maybe not. But they're going to be disciplined and know what their job is going to be.
The way I'd like to put it, as they do not have any big names. They may have a few big names, but ultimately you're going to know all their names.
Yeah.
Because they're going to probably be around for a while.
Sure. Yep. Sweden's like Luxembourg, no offense. Listen.
Listen, I'm not going to say anything else about Sweden. I think we're about to get banned in Sweden with all the comments I've made so far.
Well, I mean, we know how much you love Graham Potter. It's okay.
I don't know. I feel like you're the Graham Potter stand over here, but let's
I most definitely am. Just so we're clear.
Let's switch gears a little bit more in the soccer world. There's three other things I want to talk about real quick. One, we got to talk about the FA Cup, and Arsenal's dream for a quadruple died in the League Cup against Man City, and now the dreams of a treble died at the hands of Southampton in the FA Cup. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did not watch this game. I was very upset I missed this. Southampton beats Arsenal 2-1. Some of the other results: Man City beats Liverpool 4-0. Chelsea murderers Port Vale 7-0. That was very mean, Patrick. And West Ham and Leeds. Leeds advance on penalties after a 2-2 draw.
And I'll put it this way: I would not want to be Max Kilman.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, Wolves are laughing. Wolves may be getting relegated, but they are laughing all the way to the bank.
Oh, absolutely.
Let them.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say So, Ed, Max Kilman used to be a defender for Wolves, and West Ham paid £40 million for him. And he's just put it this way. Let's just say,
Donnie, with so the cup is half empty now. Yep.
So, anyways,
He's giving you the dad hat, right? The dad joke.
Yeah, that's nuts. Southampton beating the Gunners. Yeah. Wolves got nothing on the terrace. Well, yeah, I'm not saying Wolves has a lot going on, but in terms of how that's looking right now, maybe Max Kilman will come good one day, but we'll see. I think this is his second season at West Ham. So, but they got $40 million for him. It's like Wolves know how to get prices for their players.
They do. That's what they always.
Oh. Are we talking about Mateus Cunha?
That would seem kind of fitting.
He's been decent. I'll give him that. I hate to say it, but he's been decent since the change in manager.
Yeah, and that's it. That's what he was talking about.
Yep.
So, we do have to talk, since we have not talked about this last week. Tottenham has a new coach after Mr. Tudor got let go. And Patrick, this was the hire you said that you think will actually bring them to safety.
I don't know, but certainly I don't think Igor Tudor was going to do it. The one concern I have, it depends on how De Zerbi approaches this. And Ed, you can speak to this better as a supporter, so correct me correct me on this. But if De Zerbi, to me, he's a system type manager. He has a certain way he likes to play. But I think if he just kind of goes in and abandons that thought and just like, I'm going to play with the system with the players that I've got for 7 games, I think they're going to be okay.
Well, you don't have a choice. Really. You got the players that you got. You can't get anything else. You don't have any other choice. The players that you got are the players that you got. So you have to, and that's the problem. See, this is the problem that I got with a lot of managers. They say like, oh no, we're going to bring my own system. We're going to bring my own players. Dude, adjust your system to the players that you got.
Yeah. My point is that he has the choice to do that, like you just said, or to force his system on the players that he has, like a la what Wilfried Nancy did at Celtic. Yeah. Now, if he does what you said, Ed, I do think you're going to be okay.
Yeah. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm super effing nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I felt bad for Igor Tudor too, MC. He was thrown into an impossible situation, but because when you're an interim manager like that, all the players are just saying you're not going to be here anyway. So why would I need to do that?
But he was getting paid. He was getting paid.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. The dudes made that money.
I do. I don't care if he was getting paid. I mean, you're not going to get respect from the players when they know you're not going to be there.
And that is the problem, not of the manager. And that is the problem from the above, from all the way 100%. Up the way to ownership. 100%. You have created a system in which the players are dictating how things are going to go, and this is what we got. They're points away from relegation.
Yeah, De Zerbi's not my favorite manager, but I think he's smart enough, having been in the Premier League before, to know you've got to work with the players that you have. So I think Tottenham's going to beat the drop, because I think if they get 2 or 3 wins from the next 7, they're safe.
But that's the thing, though. Like, this is where I'm going to say now is I'm going to be the pessimistic here and say that I'm not as confident as you.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's, like when things have been going how they have,
The evidence shows so far that they have not played good enough to be in the
Yeah.
Premier League.
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so Patrick, here are their 7 I'm about to give you.
Okay.
See, I already see his face. We're so fucked.
I want you to tell me where you think the wins are going to come from.
Oh,
Okay.
we're so fucked.
Okay.
At the Stadium of Light against Sunderland.
Mm-hmm.
At home against Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
At Molineux against Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
At Aston Villa. Leeds at home. Stamford Bridge. And the last game is home to Everton.
I could see them getting something against Everton. I could see them being Everton because Everton won't be having a lot to play for in the last game of the season. I can see them.
I think they're pretty much
beating-
out of the European spot, so I think you're right.
Yeah. I think they can beat. Okay, so you said. I don't think Sunderland. I don't think they're winning at the Stadium of Light. What was the game after that?
The game after that was at home versus Brighton.
I could see them getting a result against Brighton.
Okay.
I mean, put it this way: Brighton could just as easily go in and blow the doors off of them, but like everyone, no one thought that they were going to get a point against Liverpool either. So, so I could see that, and then I could see them. Can you tell me the other ones again, real quick?
The other one is, by the way, do you know who the highest scoring English player this year in the Premier League is?
What?
Danny Welbeck
With Brighton?
with Brighton. Yep. After
Did
that,
he play Chelsea 15 times this season? Because he
No, he
always
didn't.
scores against Chelsea.
no, he finds a way. He finds a way to score.
He does.
At the end,
Welbeck is an
Guys still got
underappreciated
it.
player. He's
Guys
an
still got it.
underappreciated player.
At Wolves is their next game.
Listen, I think they could get a result at Wolves.
I don't know, man. Wolves have been playing pretty damn good.
They have been, but I still think they could get a result. Because I do think there's such a thing as a new manager bump. I know Igor Tudor didn't have it.
I was just going to say,
But-
when did you see that? Because did you see the previous manager? Didn't get
But I
bumped.
think the difference is that there's no relegation clause in De Zerbi's contract, right?
No.
So he's there unless they sack him and want to pay him off with a 5-year contract. He's there next season, whether whether they get relegated or not.
I got you.
So these players, if they want to secure moves or want to be in the plans, they're going to want to show up for this manager. That's the difference between this situation and the Igor Tudor one. They should have made this move with De Zerbi and paid up, a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Now, they couldn't, in their defense, they couldn't get De Zerbi right away because the same day that they sacked their manager, it's the same day that De Zerbi left Marseille. So they couldn't have gotten him right away. De Zerbi wouldn't have gone in straight away without a break. So maybe they had to do it this way. But Igor Tudor was in a no-win situation.
I will say this. If Wolves play West Ham next, if Wolves beats West Ham and gets a point from Leeds the next game, I think Wolves wins that game because all of a sudden they're only 8 points back from safety.
So so I've heard what Ed thinks. What do you think? Do you think Tottenham beats the drop?
I don't know because I thought West Ham finally kind of got their shit together in a way. And the last few results have they got points against they got point against Man City. They beat Fulham.
Yeah.
But I don't know. West Ham's schedule is a little less favorable, I would say, because they have to go to Palace, they have to go to Brentford, they have to go to Newcastle, then Arsenal comes knocking on the door. So,
but they're the type of team they can go in and spring a result.
They can. They've got some good players where they can do that. I still think West Ham gets out of this somehow.
Over Tottenham?
over either Tottenham or Forest Falls. But I mean, because Forest isn't out of this either. Let's not act like they're safe.
I was
That's
just about
true.
to say
That is true. That's true.
and I have no faith in Vitor Pereira, but
Mhm.
he's gotten a tune out of this Forest side.
That's true.
believe
I
I'm
totally
saying
forgot
this.
about that.
I can't believe I'm saying that, but he is.
But I think West Ham is still going to get out of this.
MC, by the way, you can apologize to Mr. Dad Hat down there, but you don't have to apologize to me. I'd love
Or
to
me.
see Tottenham get relegated. Sorry, Ed.
Some bullshit.
Sorry, Ed. This is coming from the guy who
I know.
every single one of his. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and be real with you. Every single one of my teams right now is horrible. I've hated watching sports for the last month.
You know, but
It's
that
been horrible.
But you know me. I've been saying that I think it might be a good thing for Tottenham to get relegated so they
Mhm.
can finally have a come to Jesus moment. Like, bro, we gotta get our shit together.
Well, it's going to be a night. Like I can see that being a nightmare scenario for their financials, though, because I mean, you've got Solanke on big money. You've got
But
Conor Gallagher on big money.
Okay, then you know what? You're gonna have to make some decisions, and at the same time, then you're gonna have to look at us like, all right, now we need to start playing as a team instead of as individuals, because right now you got a lot of individuals in that team and not enough team players.
I agree. Sometimes Sunderland's a good example. Sometimes you have to kind of go down, you have to have problems before you can come back up. I mean Sunderland went down to what was it, League One?
League One.
Yeah, and then had to work their way back up, and look at them now. They were a team that would spend money like a drunken sailor in the Premier League, and they got into financial trouble, and they would only buy okay players, and then they suffered for it, and they had 2 consecutive relegations. I don't see that type of fall happening with Tottenham, because they do have a better infrastructure in place than a Sunderland would have had at that time. But MC, it's so nice for you as a Man United sport to not be playing 3 at the back, isn't it? Anyways, I digress. But but I think for Tottenham, you're right. It may be a situation where you need to fail before you can build up to succeed again. And you know what? As a supporter, you may want to root for the Sonny Grays of the world, because there are some good young players at Tottenham coming through. I think Sonny Gray is I think Sonny Gray is a gem if he's played in the right position.
I was just gonna say, but that's my whole thing. It's like we're probably. And listen, I'm not your typical Tottenham fan. Okay, I have not. I'm not a fan that's been there since birth, right? Like, I mean, this is a rite of passage kind of situation. Okay, so I'm just one of the newly, minted Tottenham fans, right? But from what I've seen and everything that we've been talking about, and since we've been doing this break even sports talk, right? I'm leaning towards like, you know what? It's probably a good thing that they do get relegated in order for them to finally say, hey, we got to clean house, because they're going to have to do something. Because if they just miss it, right, they're going to say, well, we just missed it. It's okay. Let's just recoup. Let's get back up and let's keep going. Right. And nothing's going to change. We're just going to we're going to keep going with being the same middle of the road kind of team.
I agree with MC here. I respect that take.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well said too, by the way. Well said.
Who, mine?
What you just said. Very well said.
I'm just saying, I'm just trying to be realistic. I'm not trying to,
Yeah, you're keeping it real, and I respect that.
It sucks. To see a team that you root for, I'm a Guardians fan, have not won a championship there, right? I'm rooting for the Browns, have not won a championship there, and then Tottenham can't see anything, although we did win, a cup last year, but whatever.
And honestly, with Tottenham, I feel like we always joke about how they haven't won trophies, but I feel like that, like they've needed something for a while, because obviously before even I feel like the Europa League win was just putting a Band-Aid over a huge crack, right? That's happened.
Correct.
And even before that, even going back to like the days of Martin Yole and Juan de Ramos and people like that, like they've been kind of a middling club for a while, and it's just been kind of complacency on not on the supporters, but on the club.
Yeah, 100%.
Because Tottenham's had prior to all this trophyless stuff. I mean, they've always been a club that
Yeah, no,
well before I got into it, they're a club that people would go to. I mean, they've had good players in their history. Jimmy Greaves being one of the best. He was also a Chelsea legend too.
What was the team that we compared them to with the Major League team, Tottenham?
I believe we compared it to the Cubs.
Right.
Yeah. MC, they are stingy. You're right. Yeah. By the way, I think you're saying this about you, Ed. Refreshing you as a fan. Well done on you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know, like the whole dynamic of the show is those two up top. They're the ones that know more about soccer than I'll ever know, and I'm just one of the newest fans of football coming in. So and it's obviously I picked Tottenham. I like Tottenham, and it is what it is at this point. Like I mean, once you're there, you're there. You're stuck with that team.
Yeah.
So MC, for better or for worse.
Yeah. MC, the 2 words, Daniel Levy.
Oh man.
Yeah. I know he's not there anymore, but for years that was the answer. That was always my answer.
So yeah, Premier League will pick up this weekend. So definitely keeping an eye on some of the games on that one. Friday, we already have a relegation 6-pointer going on between West Ham and Wolves. So they'll be keeping an eye on that one.
Do you think Wolves have a chance to get out of this?
They have really put on a great form recently. They've
is it too little, too late though?
No, it's never. It's not too little. It's going to take a lot. I don't think unless they win all their games, which they're not going to, because right now they lost to Crystal Palace. Was their last loss on February 22nd. And after that, they beat Aston Villa. They beat Liverpool. So they already beat 2 teams on the top of the table. And then they tied Brentford 2-2. If I remember correctly, they almost won that one after coming back down from 2-0. Yeah. Here's their next games. They're at West Ham. They're at Leeds. Then they play Tottenham, Sunderland at home, at Brighton, Fulham at home, at Burnley. Burnley is the last game at Turf Moor. That's not that difficult of a schedule because they're avoiding all the top half teams. That could be interesting. Do I think they'll pull it off? I don't know. I don't think they will, but I remember saying, I think maybe a few episodes ago, I do not see Wolves finishing at the bottom of the table, and I still stand by that.
So do we take it that Rob Edwards' message has been resonating finally with that team?
Something's resonated with them for sure.
Yeah. Cheese and biscuits. That's good. Like that.
But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But I want to pivot to championship for a minute because
I've been waiting for it.
On Sunday, I sent something that kind of was going to frame how the show was going to go for the championship side. And then today happened. And in case you guys are wondering, we have a 3-way tie for second, technically, on points, not on goal differential. But we do have a new second on goal differential, and it is the Tractor Boys from Ipswich Town. Now holds the automatic qualifying spot over Middlesbrough and Millwall. And before that, Millwall had the second spot after beating Middlesbrough, I think either 3-1 or 2-1. I have to go back and look at that score. And I was thinking to myself, it's about to happen. Millwall's about to be promoted. You felt like it was going to go into that, but Ipswich says, nah, we got this.
Hold my beer, bro.
Hold my beer. So that battle for the second spot, that's going to be interesting itself. Coventry is up 12 points. I think Coventry pretty much – I'm not going to say they haven't wrapped up, but it's looking pretty much like we can probably get close to that, which good for that team.
Should shout out Frank Lampard. What a managerial job he's done at Coventry.
Absolutely. And also, I have to give a shout out to Haji Wright. He is number 2 right now in the goal table for championship, only behind that Swansea player whose name I can never say, Vipanik, I think. And so
Did
Haji
you say
Wright.
Bafetimbi Gomis? Is that what you said?
That is not what I said, but we'll go with that. But yeah, but Haji Wright's in there with 16 goals.
I'm about 10 or 15 years behind. Sorry.
That's okay. You're almost there, but you didn't say Gomes. But when it comes to the team that I was cheering for in the relegation battle, Oxford United is just Patrick. They just keep on disappointing me.
I know. Didn't I tell you I thought it might be tough?
Right. MC, I will say this. I only want to see Millwall in the Premier League if West Ham survive.
Yeah. Yeah. MC, did you go in I'm hoping that you went in like neutral clothing or something like that because maybe, I don't know. They went to see Millwall in the Prem. Whew, that's been a little bit. That's been a little bit.
Like I'm oddly intrigued about seeing Millwall in the Prem. I am. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
So let me get this straight. So now the top 2 automatically qualify, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So then you got 3, 4, 5, and 6 that go into a playoff format.
Yes.
Oof.
Yeah. Can I tell you my one thing? Just because I feel so bad for their supporters. The fans are tough. Listen, I do not want to take on a Millwall supporter in a fight. I would lose badly. I would love to see Sheffield Wednesday just get to the positive side of the points total. I know they have nobody left. I know they only have like 5 players, but still, it's like I hate seeing them on -5 points. I mean, that's just
hell no.
yeah. MC, let me just put it to you this way. One day I was stupid and I wore I wasn't even going to a game, but I was walking through probably an area of London where I shouldn't have been walking, and I had on a kit that was not Millwall. Put it this way, I'm telling you, I was dumb. I was very dumb.
Did you get
and I have no one to blame but myself. So let's just say I learned my lesson. I ran into a Millwall supporter. Not fun. But again, that's on me.
You fool.
Yeah, I know, Mark, you couldn't have said it better myself.
You fool.
Yeah. MC's probably thinking the same thing. And you're both right. So, yeah, I'm lucky that I didn't have to pay the price. Yeah. MC, I'm pretty sure that guy had something on him. I'm just lucky that I didn't know what to say and I didn't try to jaw back because I was not that dumb to where I felt like I needed to respond. Yeah, I know.
Hey,
I know.
Virgil, correct me if I'm wrong, but Birmingham City, isn't that the team that Tom Brady is part owner of?
Yes.
Yikes.
MC, yeah, thank you. I'm not even going to give myself a pass for that. I should have known better.
But see, that's the kind of thing I would do because I don't know any better when it comes to football.
I should have known better. But I'm not going to give myself a pass, but thank you. Yeah, I hope Sheffield Wednesday can get, I know they won't, but I would love to see them just get some points because
get this be positive points. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm devastated for Sheffield Wednesday supporters because it's not their fault. It's not the supporters' fault that they've had horrible ownership. I complain about mine, but I know it could be a lot worse, right?
It could be worse.
I complain about teams that I support, but what people like Sheffield Wednesday and like what Macclesfield went through and some of these teams that have really had awful ownerships, like it's awful to see for supporters because we've been through this before. Like for a lot of communities, that's their lifeblood, right? I mean, people working there. I mean, it's bigger than just the team. It's well, they still have Sheffield United, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just remember Sheffield Wednesday being like, like a first division club, right? I
Right.
mean, that's not that long ago. I mean, it's it's not that it's. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a long time ago. Yeah, I know Sheffield's not the nicest place, Mark, but it's
He's not
yeah,
wrong.
it is. It's an epic. It's proper history, and it's a proper football club. Yeah, exactly. Hillsborough, exactly. And I always remember the Hillsborough '96. I mean, I'm not even. I mean, you don't need to be a supporter of a certain football club to not think of those people. But ugh, horrible thing. But yeah, I don't know. It just in '88. Yep.
Yeah, see,
Horrible.
like it's funny you talking about doing your history on, like doing your research on clubs, like and all for football and all that. When I went to Romania, I did all the history on the top three on the three Bucharest teams, and I still ran into trouble because I had a friend that offered me a Rapid Bucharest scarf, and the Steaua and Dinamo fans were not happy about that. So,
I'm sure not.
Yeah, so even when you do your research, a simple gift can just lead to problems.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about one more thing for soccer, and man, this has been a very soccer-centric episode. We almost have
It
no
has
time
been a
left.
very well. We haven't talked really soccer for a while.
That's true.
you know.
That's true. So for the past few weeks, past few episodes, I've been talking about Hearts in Scotland.
Mhm.
That had a kind of a decent lead, first place in the table, and that lead has been chipped away. They now have a 1-point lead over Rangers before the split. Unless Celtic won their game. I actually didn't check that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I actually watched Hearts.
I'm sorry, MC. Yes, right.
MC said football.
Yeah. Football, yes.
Tell him,
Football,
MC.
pendejo. Football.
I watched. See, the last time I said football, Ed, you thought I was talking about the Packers, and it got confusing.
That's true.
So I watched Livingston versus Hearts because Paramount Plus had it on, and it's like, I want to see how this goes. I don't think Hearts is going to pull this off because Livingston is fighting for a relegation battle before the split happens. Looks like they still may be relegated, but like that was a fun game to watch. And also, and something else to bring up in that game, it started off snowy. Then the first half got sunny, and then the start of the second half, it was a blizzard. And then literally about 10 minutes later, it cleared up to be sunny again. So weather in that area is just hilarious to me to watch. Fun, but that was a fun matchup to watch. But man, I think Hearts is I don't think Hearts is going to win this. They have a point up on Rangers going to the final game against Motherwell, which I think is in the top half of that group. So they're in fourth place actually. So I'm hoping they pull it off before the split. But man, I don't know.
My dad shot to the TV when Scottish football is on. He hates it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I still make that mistake, and I apologize.
How dare you?
So one thing Hearts needs to do, Virgil, maybe you can let them know this. Don't watch Chelsea games.
Yeah, I will call up the Hearts manager and let him know.
Well,
I'll go through my.
Because am I wrong? Didn't they get red cards in their last 2 games?
Oh, they got a red card in this last game over one of the dumbest fouls I've ever seen.
And they also got a red card the week before.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So
no,
stop watching Chelsea matches.
I guess I'm trying to remember who the player was because I saw that and I remember saying out loud that was a fucking dumb play.
Oh, damn.
Because well, I mean, like it's in the 7th minute of
Tell me how
stoppage.
you really feel.
Oh, it's in the 7th minute of stoppage time, and it stopped a goal
This
scoring.
is a family show.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
It starts a goal scoring opportunity, like, and completely takes them down, like one of those flagrant fouls that you see in basketball after they finally get a breakaway and like, tackle the dude. It was pretty much that, and I'm like, what are you thinking? You're going to miss out the next game now because of that.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna be, I'm gonna try to be positive since I was worried about Hearts losing this. I think they're gonna pull out a win against Motherwell.
We'll see. And yes, like I said, talking about Hearts and all that, I mean, let's be serious. But I mean, when was the last time a team actually threatened the Old Firm as a championship contender. Not the last time it was won, because I know when that was. That was 84 with Dundee. But was
You
it
mean
Aberdeen?
Dow Dundee?
It was Aberdeen, sorry. But then
Aberdeen.
that was Aberdeen. I don't know why I said Dundee.
Because it wasn't that Alex Ferguson? Wasn't that Alex Ferguson,
yeah.
Aberdeen?
Because Celtic was playing Dundee. That's why I said that. But the fact that there's a possibility this could happen this late in the season, I think is pretty huge.
It is. Well, it'd be good for Scottish football if Hearts won it. We've talked about that before. I think, Virgil, I think it was you that said that. It would be healthy for Scottish football if Hearts won it.
A little parity wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. MC, I am a Chelsea supporter, and I'm glad that I am, but at the same time, I am not happy with the current state of affairs at my club.
Who does he support?
Try being a Tottenham.
What's that?
He's United.
MC supports Manchester United.
Oh, you say United? Okay, I thought you said going United. I missed that part.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And MC,
It
correct me
took
if
me a
I'm
minute
wrong
before
on
I was
that.
like UTD. I'm like, oh yeah. It took me a minute,
Yeah.
but I got there by myself.
Very good. Proud of you.
Well, you probably thought
Appreciate
that meant up. You probably thought that meant up the Dundee, like he was
Yeah,
a
well,
Dundee United
Crocodile
supporter or something.
Dundee.
So that is it for the soccer talk, which took up the entire episode, which is about to expect, but
There's nothing wrong with that.
no.
So you should take out the L and the A, and it cheese?
Just do two quick shout outs real quick.
Do it.
Shout out for Gannon for winning Division II men's basketball championship, and shout out to Mary Washington winning Division III on a buzzer beater against Emory.
Get it.
Emory.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no to that.
What can go wrong?
Yeah.
What can go wrong?
Yeah.
Nothing at all, right?
I definitely like the cheaper tickets part.
Sure. Let's go with that part.
Listen, I'm trying to be safe here, okay?
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, Ed. So, do you have anything you would like to address in these 8 minutes left?
Really quick, just wanted to give a couple of things, some scores over the weekend. Friday, Defenders beat the Aviators 24-26. Aviators, they're not well coached. I'll say that. Ganley, remember him? Who was in Pittsburgh, that was in Cleveland, OC for a bunch of years. He's our OC in the UFL. Not good.
Who's this?
Again, is it Ganley? No, it's what's his name?
Ted Ginn Jr.?
Huh? Ted Ginn Jr. is the head coach.
Oh,
Man.
Oh, Todd Haley.
Todd Haley.
Oh, wow.
Man, this team is.
Todd Haley is a Cleveland Browns legend.
No, he's not. Stop it.
Let's not go that far. Even his picture was bad.
You should see him right now. You should see a picture of him right now.
Who, Todd Haley?
Todd Haley.
Is he bigger?
Oh yeah.
Ooh. I haven't seen, because he used to be pretty in shape, didn't he?
No.
Okay. Well, we're gonna.
You should show it.
I'm pulling it up.
What's he turned into? Mark Mangino?
So Aviators are 0-2. Again, I know it's early in the season for the UFL. So I've seen some of the things that I've liked, the past the 50, no punting. I am a really big fan of that rule. And so yeah, look at him.
Oh my word. Is he trying to pull off a Rob Ryan?
He is something.
I'm so glad you said that. That was my first thought.
He is.
Oh my word.
Yeah, man.
By the way, Captain Munnerlyn is their defensive coordinator?
Yes, sir.
Whoa. Talk about a throwback.
Yeah.
I didn't know he got promoted to captain.
So that team is, Defenders. I love their quarterback for the Defenders, the DC Defenders. Oh, and of course, as soon as I say that his name, I'll look for it here in a second. Level Bubbles, mine might be off. The Louisville Kings are 0-2. They lost to the Orlando Storm, 19-9. The Gamblers and the Stallions. You know who the head coach for the Stallions is, right? He
I
played
want
for
to say it was Skip Holtz, but it's not. Oh no, it's McCarron.
AJ
That's right.
McCarron.
Because
That's
he gave up his lieutenant governor rung to do this.
Yes, he did. He knew he was going to lose that lieutenant governor.
AJ McCarron was running for lieutenant governor.
Yep.
Yes,
for the Republican Party.
Oh my word!
You didn't have to say that part. I think we all knew that.
Oh,
True
oh my
story.
word! Okay,
I just want to give full context.
I understand.
Okay.
But yeah, he gave up that up. He became a head coach. He knew that his quarterback days were over. So he is a head coach of the Stallions. The Gamblers. That's an interesting team. They're
MC saying Todd Haley looked like Bret the Hitman Hart.
There you go. That he does.
The sharpshooter, MC. The sharpshooter.
And so
You think Todd Haley also hates Goldberg?
does.
You what?
You
He
think
does.
Todd Haley also hates Goldberg?
I think he does.
Probably.
You can tell.
Why? Does he look like Hugh Morris?
Oh, that's a pull.
You got me lost on that one when you started talking wrestling. Sorry.
Well, you don't know your mid '90s WCW.
Not a chance in hell.
brothers? Man.
No.
Man,
Sorry
you
about
don't
that.
remember? Yeah. What was his name? Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
Let's
I
just
apologize.
finish it up real quick here, and then Tuesday night we're gonna have the St. Louis Battlehawks going to the Austin Renegades, who has one of the two best logos of those two teams, two of the best logos in the UFL, in my opinion, with the Renegades and the Battlehawks. Those helmets are absolutely fire, and so
With the defenders, were you talking about Shannon Harris?
no.
What did you say? Did you say it was a
Their
coordinator?
quarterback is
Oh, the quarterback. I thought you said the coaches. I'm sorry.
no, the quarterback.
Give me a second.
He can
I'm
play,
fine.
man. This kid can play. Jesus.
Let's see.
Samoan kid.
Jordan Ta'amu.
Jordan Ta'amu.
Ta'amu. Yeah, Jordan
Yeah,
Ta'amu.
Jordan Ta'amu. Yep. Dude is, yeah. And shout out to Perez, who made his life in the he made his money in the UFL, just released last week. And so he is no longer in the UFL playing. So Perez is out and looking for a job at the moment. So
And Jordan Ta'amu feels like he should have been a Cleveland Browns quarterback at some point.
honestly, this kid can sling it though.
He did
He
play.
can play.
He did play for the Carolina Panthers. I forgot about that.
Yeah, this kid can play, man. Like I'm not gonna say no to that kid. He can play, man. I enjoy watching him play. Guys, I want to come on a stream with you. I hope it's okay to talk amongst yourselves. Absolutely. We'll bring you one day. We should have like a come out and bring a fan, show. That'll be fun.
I would love
but
that.
yeah,
That would be fun.
that would be fun, wouldn't it? That is your UFL recap. And so we'll see AJ McCarron, head coach, off to a rocky start, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so is Ted Ginn Jr.'s start as a head coach.
Not
This is the league to do that, though, right? This is the league for you
Yeah, definitely.
Can we?
to
Yeah.
become a head coach, to develop as a head coach, to develop as a referee, as a player, as a coordinator. So this is where you're at. Thank you. I appreciate you, MC, man.
Appreciate it, MC.
Thank you
Thanks for
stopping
joining.
by.
Thanks for joining. Join us again soon, hopefully.
Yes, sir. So, anyways,
Um,
that's it for my takes on the UFL. Thank you for giving me this time.
No problem. So one more soccer thing I forgot about to mention. Kaiserslautern beat Dusseldorf 3-0. Good to see. They have Hertha Berlin next. I don't expect that going well. So we're going to call it a night. So join us for tomorrow as we have maybe not the full gang, but at least we'll have 4 here. And then we'll also have to talk about which one of us got into a fight at the ballpark this weekend.
That'll be tomorrow night.
Maybe tomorrow night. We'll see how that goes there. So without further ado, we're going to call it a night. Thank you all for joining us. MC and Mark, thank you for commenting. Everybody else, thanks for
Shout out to
commenting.
you guys.
Had a great time for this episode. Great to be back.
Yeah.
So
This was fun.
you guys all have a good night. We will see most of you guys tomorrow.